Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are sharing, as always, and also waiting on SBJ to jump on here. So bear with me just a moment. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know that you guys can hear me well. Volume's all good. All right, seems like the audio is well. If you guys could do me a favor, go ahead and like real quick, get those out of the way. I'm going to share a couple of more places, and we will be ready to go. All right, we're going to post this to the Hybrid Universe page. You guys excited about tonight? What matches are you guys looking forward to also? I really want to know. This one is full of great matches. Really proud of this show. Not very many cutscenes. I don't think they were necessarily needed here, but the show itself is incredible. Posting one last to the Worldwide Wrestling page. Actually, I have one more group I want to post to, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, we have done all the sharing, and now we are waiting on SPJ to jump on here. Shoot him a message real quick because I'm ready to. I know you guys are excited and ready, and I am too. So the time is 8:23. Whether SBJ is mic'd up or not, I'm going to start the show at 8:25. All right, we have a few more seconds here. We're going to get this thing started, guys. Also, for those of you that are in attendance and listening right now, as we get started with this show, I want to remind you guys that this is the last show that I'm going to use WWE 2K22 for. From here on out, it's going to be WWE 2K23. I am deleting this game as of tonight. So if you want me to use your car in the shows that are coming, make sure that you give me a hashtag. Even if I've talked to you, believe me, I have a ton of messages and a ton of things going on. just shoot me your hashtag again to make sure that I do have your call moving forward for Blaze. All right, the time is 8:25. We've yet to hear back from SBJ, but that is okay. It is showtime, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live from Phoenix, Arizona. HWA's Blaze presents HeatWave. Fans here and I can't help but tell you, I feel it in my bones that this show is going to be epic. I have one vote already for higher. Let's talk about One Night in Vegas coming up soon. Before we get to the action, we want to talk about that. This started as a $20 sack challenge where both men put up $10, but as you can see, it's grown from $20 to $150. One corner Gorilla Cruz, the other Jason Dixon. But before we get to One Night in Vegas, we will have the Blacklist here in the HWA featuring Jason Dixon and Gorilla Cruz. But here we are tonight. Our first matchup of tonight, Martrix versus Vernon Quinn, and Martrix is making his way to the ring. We've seen how the action has unfolded between these two men. About 3 weeks ago, Martrix made his debut on the Blaze brand. Vernon Quinn issued an open challenge. Martrix answered, and they had an epic match. Unfortunately for Vernon Quinn, he came out on the losing end of this match, and after this match, he went to shake Martrix's hand, or appeared as if he wanted to shake his hand, and as the whole world scene kicked him in the balls. So ever since that day, Martrix has been looking to get some retribution, which he's going to continue here tonight. And Vernon Quinn, for lack of better words, is desperate for a win here tonight. And desperate Vernon Quinn is a dangerous Vernon Quinn, because no one knows the depths, the levels that he'll go to get a win here tonight in Phoenix, Arizona. Both of these men are young, bright stars on the Blaze brand here. And we are ready for action. The first matchup of tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Martrix and Vernon Quinn. Vernon Quinn looking extra aggressive here tonight. We all know that he already has a mean streak, but he looks a bit more aggressive than late. Watch what it. Oh my God! A maneuver like this, dropping Martrix right on his back. We all know that that side of the ring here, right there on the apron, is the hardest side. And luckily, Martrix right back to his feet. But Vernon Quinn right back on the attack here, right in front of our announce table. And again, if you guys are just tuning in, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that share button. Big maneuver by Vernon Quinn there. And then stumping on the back of the elbow of Martrix, a veteran maneuver there. Martrix standing up saying, bring it on. Vernon Quinn is doing the smart thing and taking the action back into the ring. These guys are fired up here tonight. The fans are all standing in attendance, and we're just getting started here. Vernon Quinn now tossing Marchix like a sack of potatoes, for lack of better words there. Vernon Quinn going for a cover. Referee in position. That's 1, 2. And Marchix kicking out at the count of 2 here. Right hands by Vernon Quinn. As I said before, extra aggressive in this match here. I don't know if you call it aggressive or determined or desperate. But either way, Vernon Quinn is looking for a win at all costs. But you can't take too many moves like that coming from Marchix. And now just raining down right hands on the forehead of Vernon Quinn. And oh my gosh, a high risk maneuver up high and down hard as Marchix crashes and burns there. And Vernon Quinn once again right back on the attack. One thing that I gotta say I like about Vernon Quinn as he goes through the same maneuver and dropping Marchix on his back. Oh, you know he's gonna feel that in the morning. One thing that I like about Vernon Quinn, there's no wasted motion. Everything that this guy does, every step that he's just take a look at him. His in-ring mechanics here are incredible. Every step that he takes is for a purpose. And Marchix is determined here. I guess we're going to go with the word determined rather than desperate. But Vernon Quinn is determined to get a win here tonight at all costs, and he's showing us exactly that here. Marchix now taking the action back inside the ring. Oh. Big spear by Vernon Quinn going for a cover here. 1, 2. I thought that was going to be 3. And Marchix kicks out at the count of 3. And Vernon Quinn now looks as if he's setting up for something big here. No, Marchix with a reversal and drops Vernon Quinn on the back of his neck. But we know that this is a type of opponent that you can't stand around taunting. You got to take care of business. This is one of my biggest pet peeves. If you have your opponent down, you got to take care of business. Marchix here showing the upper body strength, lifting Vernon Quinn. Springboard maneuver, going for a cover. Referee in position for 1. Vernon Quinn kicking out at the count of 1. Look at the upper body strength on display of Marchix. An incredible maneuver, landing that bit into the side of the head. Vernon Quinn has been busted open. That's a count of 2. Oh, and Vernon Quinn kicks out at the count of 2. But you can see Marchix showing his frustration to the referee, telling him go ahead and count to 3. And the fans are loving this match here. I'm loving it. I know that the guys watching at home are loving it, but look at Marchix here. Looking to pull out another win here against Vernon Quinn. Marchix is by far the more experienced competitor here tonight. Quinn out like a pretzel. I'm sorry, bear with me, guys. Trying to make it a bit easier here for SBJ to join here. So bear with me for just a second, guys. Really hate to stop the broadcast in the very middle like that. But it's worth it because we have to have the voice of HWA. So bear with me, guys. I do apologize. And back to the action. Again, I do apologize for the interruption. Vernon Quinn with a backbreaker there. We all know that I am no commentator. But again, back to the action here. Matrix with a super kick. Vernon Quinn reverses and nasty and just massive dirty strike to the chest. Vernon Quinn going for a cover here. Referee's out of position that time, but still 1 count. Matrix kicks out at the count of 1. And Vernon Quinn again, no wasted motion. Spear. Referee in position. That's 1, 2. Matrix kicks out at the count of 2. And again, Vernon Quinn has been busted open. I don't know how bad the damage is there, but he definitely has blood dripping from his forehead there. Vernon Quinn, middle of the ring. That's 1, 2, and 3. Vernon Quinn gets the win here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. An incredible way to start off the HeatWave pay-per-view. Vernon Quinn picking up not only a big win, but a much needed win also. Congratulations to Vernon Quinn. I'm actually impressed to see him do this in the confines of the rules that we have in place here in HWA, because Vernon Quinn is not known to follow the rules. So to say that he's got a clean win here tonight is one hell of an accomplishment. But nonetheless, congratulations to Vernon Quinn. Incredible match. Great way to start the show. I want to shift gears here a little bit and put a spotlight on this young man by the name of Calvin Ricks. He's a member of the Pandemonium brand. Not just a member of the Pandemonium brand, but he's also the reality, actually HWA's first reality star, Calvin Ricks, star of Cal's Autos, also the general manager for Tuesday Night Fights, the latest promotion that is under the HWA umbrella. So shout out to Calvin Ricks for doing an amazing job over there. And we are back to the action here, headed to the ring right now, this very moment. Sadistic Joker. This individual is intriguing, to say the least. We saw last week he had a match against Buck Buckley when some would say that he went a bit too far after the match, attacking Buck Buckley, and coming down to the ring to make the save was Ryan Shaw. And we all know the history between Ryan Shaw and Sadistic Joker. They demanded a match here on Blaze. And that is how we get to this point here, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Shaw and Sadistic Joker. See Pandemonium World Champion John Awesome checking in. Sadistic Joker is a bit of an oddity to me. He's one of the few guys in this industry that I can't quite figure out. And headed to the ring at this very moment, Ryan Shaw, the man who took exception to the beating that Sadistic Joker was putting on Buck Buckley last weekend. We heard Ryan Shaw saying, pick on someone your own size, and Ryan Shaw is a hell of a lot bigger than Buck Buckley, and I will say he's a hell of a lot bigger than Sadistic Joker too, so we're in for one hell of a match here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We get ready for action here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta let me know who you think is gonna win this one. Somebody said it's gonna be a slugfest, and I cannot help but agree. These two guys here are looking to not only get noticed, but these guys have a ton of history. Ton of history between the two, Ryan Shaw and Sadistic Joker. Again, live here in Phoenix, Arizona. This is HeatWave, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share. See Chris Harris checking in, saying that Sadistic Joker shouldn't try to go blow to blow with Ryan Shaw, and I gotta agree with you. That's a huge man there, and I think Sadistic Joker has to do exactly what we just saw there. If he's going to win this match, he clearly has the speed advantage, he has the agility advantage, and he has to use that to his advantage here. He has to use that. Ryan Shaw is one of those guys. He's so big, he's so massive. He's a little on the slow side, but you cannot let this guy catch you. If he catches you, it's over. I think Sadistic Joker might have heard the conversation there, because he's using his speed, he's using his agility, and then going for a cover here. Not even a 1 count. Ryan Shaw, not even a 1 count. Sadistic Joker going to the top rope here. This is where he makes his money. Oh my God, big elbow to the back of the head. Ryan Shaw is a big man, but it doesn't matter how big you are. You're not going to be able to take too many blows like that. But Ryan Shaw seems to be shaking that one off and going right back on the attack here. And look at him now, deadlifting Sadistic Joker like he's like a sack of potatoes. You talk about a huge man, Ryan Shaw. Full strength on display there. And don't tell me he's going to the... Ryan Shaw is going to the top rope. Oh my God, a big splash. This got to be it. But no, Sadistic Joker kicking out at the count of 1. Very surprising. Big suplexes here by Sadistic Joker. Once he gets rolling like this, look at that clothesline. And I think Sadistic Joker may have been rocked there. He seems a little woozy. Big maneuver by Ryan Shaw, going for a cover. Referee in position. That's 1. That's 2. And 3. Ryan Shaw picks up the win on Sadistic Joker. I think Sadistic Joker might have been knocked for a loop there with that clothesline. Heard someone once say that the lights were on, but nobody was home. Big win by Ryan Shaw. All right, now we want to shift gears here a little bit. I want to talk about one of the most disturbing shots that I've seen in the eFed world in a very, very long time. A young man that we all know by the name of Dargos. And I got to say, when I saw this image appear on my screen, that I was in complete shock. A man that has made his name, his living by this very mask, feels that as of late and as of recent events that he's not worthy to wear the mask that makes him who he is. And I got to tell you, I don't know how you guys at home feel about it. I don't know about the fans in the arena here tonight, but this is a troubling image for me, and I'm sure it is for the entire Dargos fan base as well. And I can't help but wonder what's next for Diagos. But we're going to shift gears here and head back to the ring. And in this match, the Hybrid National Championship will be up for grabs. A man that needs no introduction, but I'm going to give you one anyway. This man here, Hired Gun, last year's Superstar of the Year. Last week on Blaze had one of the most impressive matches that I've seen in the eFed world in a very, very long time. Hired Gun not only took on the Hybrid National Champion and Michael Blaze, but he also took on the Hybrid Impact Champion Josh Armstrong, in which was supposed to be a tag match, ended up a handicap match due to the actions of Josh Armstrong. He and David Pope will be facing later on in tonight. But the match that Hired Gun put on last week's episode of Blaze was just incredible. And going into the match, I was not a fan of this man. But after the effort that he put on in that match, and I got to tell you another thing, he didn't lose the match. He never got pinned, but he held his own against the Hybrid Impact Champion and the Hybrid National Champion. So you got to know that going into this match, Hired Gun is on cloud nine, and he knows that tonight is his night. The only thing that he has to do is defeat that man, hold his shoulders. This man coming out to the ring next, all he has to do is keep this man's shoulders on the mat for 3 seconds. But the thing about keeping that man's shoulders on the mat, this is the Hybrid National Champion, Michael Blaze. And keeping this man's shoulders on the mat will be no easy task. As you can see, this man just oozes charisma. You talk about the it factor. This guy right here has the it factor. And the fans here in attendance know it. You can see as they're all standing and cheering for the Hybrid National Champion, Michael Blaze. There's been a lot of talk about having an entrance of the night. And apparently Michael Blaze has heard the talk and he's heard the chatter, because he's looking like he wants to win that title of entrance of the night. But more than just winning entrance of the night, one thing that I know about Michael Blaze is that his eye is on the prize, and he wants to win this match here tonight against Hired Gun, who's one of the most fierce competitors in all of HWA. I once heard a comparison that that Michael Blaze was the Shawn Michaels of the eFed world. I don't know how you guys feel about that, if you think it's accurate or not, but that's some of the chatter that I've heard in the eFed world. But I tell you one thing, Michael Blaze definitely has his work cut out for him tonight, because Hired Gun is not only hungry, but he's hungry and has something in his sight that he wants as he lands that missile drop kick from the top rope and going for a cover early on. One, going to have to take a little bit more than that to keep Michael Blaze down, and kicks out at the count of one there. Hired Gun just hanging Michael Blaze over the top rope and blatantly, oh, look at the springboard maneuver. Blatantly going for a choke there. I tell you what, Hired Gun has gotten out of the gates pretty quickly here and is taking control of this match, as I was about to say, but it looks like Michael Blaze is finally mounting some offense here and turning this thing around. And I tell you, Michael Blaze is another one of those guys that just no wasted motion. And you know, I don't think it's that Hired Gun is short. I think Michael Blaze is just a little bit bigger than we all thought he was. Definitely me. But I tell you what, he's in incredible shape, and you have to be to pull off maneuvers like this. And this is a man that demands and commands attention wherever he goes. Just look at him. As I said before, just oozing charisma, but you got to be careful that you don't get caught, because Hired Gun, as I said earlier in this match, is one of the most determined, hungry superstars that we have here in the HWA. As he lands that big knee to the face of Michael Blaze and goes for a cover. That's 1 and 2. Oh, I thought that was going to be it there, but Michael Blaze again kicks out at the count of 2. Oh, big super kick by Hired Gun, going for a cover once again. 1, that's 2. This could be it. Oh, Michael Blaze kicking out at the very last second. And Hired Gun is fired after going back to the top rope. Oh, missing with the big stomp. But right back on the attack. Blow after blow. Michael Blaze seems like he can't quite get out of the gates here, but just as I say that, he reverses. And look at this. A plethora of maneuvers and kicks and strikes by Michael Blaze. Irish whip to the turnbuckle. And Michael Blaze is one of those guys that once he gets rolling, gets hard, it's almost impossible to get to keep this guy under control, especially when he has the ability to pull off maneuvers like this. Oh my God. Such an incredible maneuver by Michael Blaze. And I'm surprised he didn't go for a pinfall right there, but going right back to the top rope. This right here is what makes him the national champion with that sprawl splash. That's 2. Oh, I thought that was it. Hired Gun kicking out at the count of 2. Another springboard maneuver. Jeez. And Hired Gun able to recover, landing a big kick of his own, going for cover. That's no, Michael Blaze, not even a 1 count, showing the resiliency there. Big right hand by Hired Gun. Kick to the back, Hired Gun. And then, you know, the control of this match, it just bounces back and forth. And, oh my God. Michael Blaze has been busted open, ladies and gentlemen. A big cut over the right eye. Somehow manages to see with the blood in his eye and gets a recover, gets a reversal there. And right back on the attack. Cut over the eye, but Michael Blaze still not letting up, going right back to the top rope here. Oh my God, and Hired Gun gets the knees up. You know it's got to be coming to an end here pretty soon. Hired Gun has just taken too much damage here. I'm sorry, forgive me. Michael Blaze is taking too much damage, and Hired Gun is not letting up. You talk about relentless. You talk about fearless. Hired Gun is all of those things and then some. Oh my gosh. I thought Hired Gun was going to dodge that one, but again, Michael Blaze, with the blood in his eye, still able to land those high-risk maneuvers. Michael Blaze taking a moment to taunt the crowd, knowing that he has them in the palm of his hand. As I said before, this man oozes charisma. I don't know if it's charisma or if it's just arrogance, but either way, Michael Blaze has a lot of it. Referee at the count of 5 here. You got to get it back in the ring here, guys. It would be a shame to have a match of this caliber in the count out and Hired Gun doing the right thing and taking the action back in the ring here. Hired Gun right back on the attack once again, and oh my God, brainbuster on the outside of the ring. Only thin padding there. Hired Gun is kicking this thing in another gear here. As I said before, by far one of the more relentless competitors, just bouncing the head of Michael Blaze off of that apron. And as I said before, that apron is in fact the hardest part of this ring here. And Michael Blaze knows very well exactly what it feels like. But somehow, once again, going back on the attack by Hired Gun again. Big reversal and regaining control of this match here. But Hired Gun once again attempting to take the action back inside the ring. And you can see him telling Michael Blaze to bring it, but once again going back to the outside there to break the count. The referee was at a count of 7, and these two are throwing all caution to the wind here. But if you take a look at the fans, they are all standing. And Nightbot has the perfect question: who's going to win this one? Michael Blaze just might win it here with a reverse neck breaker, a swinging neck breaker. And Hired Gun again kicks out at the count of 1. Michael Blaze, impressive maneuver there, dropping Hired Gun on his face there. And again, going back to the top rope. Crashed and burned earlier on, and I guess he rethinks that and decides to come down there. And again, a plethora of kicks and strikes from Michael Blaze. And he can't stay away from that top rope for too long. Going right back to the top rope. Big 5-star frog splash. Legs are on the rope for the extra. Wait a minute. That's 2. That's 3. Michael Blaze with the win. I was expecting Gunn to kick out there. Michael Blaze with a big win here at the HeatWave pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. But one hell of an effort from Hired Gun. And I got to tell you something. One thing more shocking than the outcome of this match here is the fact that Hired Gun is walking away because we got footage from a security camera backstage. This is Gorilla Cruz and Jason Dixon, the two guys that will be competing for the $150 sack challenge. Wow. But coming up here next, ladies and gentlemen, Drew Tanner versus Tony Mercer in a steel cage match. We saw what happened on the last episode of Blaze. Tony Mercer abruptly ended the match by just walking out of the match, and Drew Tanner was said that he ran. Tony said he didn't run. He had something in his eye and was going to the back to get it out. That one goes either way you want it to go. I don't know. And yes, it does appear from that footage that we saw backstage that Cruz did in fact toss Dixon through a car window. But as I said before, Tony Mercer making his debut on Blaze and in HWA a few weeks back and cutting off Drew Tanner in the process. Following week they had a match and Tony Mercer walked out of the match, and so a match has been made that Tony Mercer cannot walk out of. A match has been made that Tony Mercer cannot run if he did in fact run. But with nowhere to go, what will the outcome of this match be? Will Drew Tanner get to dish out as much punishment? Or will Tony Mercer stand his ground and fight to the end? One thing we know about Tony Mercer, he is by far one of the most controversial superstars in the eFed world. He's either going to get booed, he might get cheered, but whichever one it is, whatever city he's in, they're always going to be the loudest booing or cheering for Tony Mercer. And as Tony Mercer heads to ringside, again, I want to know you guys' thoughts on this match here. Who's going to win this match? Will it be Tony Mercer? Will it be Drew Tanner? Submissions are allowed. Pinfalls are allowed. Or you could just climb the cage and escape. A ton of options, a ton of ways this thing could go. Hell, you could even call for the referee to open the door once you have your opponent incapacitated, and you could just go right outside the cage door. Anything, literally anything could happen in this match here tonight. Tony Mercer, Drew Tanner, steel cage match. Glad to see J.K. Ross in attendance tonight. I know he's always looking for top-tier talent that just needs something to take them over the edge, and I wonder how he feels about Tony Mercer and how he feels about Drew Tanner here. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Steel cage match. Tony Mercer, Drew. I got to get a good look here, but I think Drew Tanner has been busted open. Yes! Drew Tanner. Oh, my God, that's a bad cut. And Tony Mercer now raining down the right hands. Drew Tanner busted open almost immediately here. That's not going to go well for Drew Tanner. It could be over right here. But no, Drew Tanner kicking out at the count of 1. Man, that's a bad looking cut there. And Drew Tanner looks like he's trying to return the favor, bouncing the head of Tony Mercer off of the turnbuckle. And this is, look at the blood dripping down the forehead of Drew Tanner. Man, that's bad. With Drew Tanner trying to choke out Tony Mercer here, going for a cover in the middle of the ring. That's 2. And Tony Mercer kicks out at the count of 2. And Drew Tanner going to try to end this thing early here, which I think would be a smart idea considering the amount of blood that he's losing here. Tony Mercer back to his feet and not willing to let Drew Tanner escape that early. And just tossing Drew Tanner around. Oh, another big right hand right on the forehead where that blood is pouring down the face of Drew Tanner. Now Tony Mercer looking to do what some of the fans say he does best, and that is run and escape, because he's definitely trying to get out of this ring here tonight. But Drew Tanner snap suplex in the middle of the ring on Tony Mercer. Another big suplex. And once again, Drew Tanner is one of those guys that once he gets rolling, it's hard to get it in control of the match. But one thing that I am concerned about is the amount of blood that it almost looks as if his nose is broken. Gotta say, I'm concerned about the amount of blood that Drew Tanner is losing here. And again, it seems as if every time Drew Tanner hits the mat, he's landing on his face. Tony Mercer once again trying to escape the ring here for the victory. But Drew Tanner back on the attack. As Tony Mercer up on his shoulders here and drops him down hard. And Drew Tanner now, I think it's going to take a little more than that to keep Tony Mercer down. But Drew Tanner at the same time seems as if he's struggling a little bit with these getting out of the cage. But here he is, Drew Tanner. I thought he was about to escape there, but Tony Mercer is able to. Wait, Drew Tanner is going to escape. This one is over. Just drop down. But no, I thought Drew Tanner was going to escape the ring there. All he had to do was drop down, but I imagine, again, with the amount of blood that he's losing, he has some blood in his eye there. It has to be. But Tony Mercer now pulling Drew Tanner back in the cage. And Drew Tanner now just, bouncing the head of Tony Mercer off of the, oh my God. Drew Tanner's busted open, and it looks like he's trying to do the same thing to Tony Mercer. That's 5 times bouncing the head of Tony. Wait a minute, 6 times bouncing the head of Tony Mercer off of this 7 times. Oh my gosh. Drew Tanner was trying to make it 10 there. And you got to know that has to take a toll on Tony Mercer. He just may be busted open himself. I need to get a good look and see what that cut is looking like. But now Tony Mercer is getting, just drop down. What are you doing?